Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid, and honestly, I'm not in the mood to make this tonight, so we're going to try and make it as quick as we possibly can. That being said, starting with the indexes, what we saw today was a simultaneous 2-2 reversal day pivot machine gun across everything. So you'll see SPY 2-2 day. This is a false wick. It opened and it just went. Now, how do we know that? Well, if we go and take a look at our sector stats 15 minutes into the open, you're going to see 89% of the SPY is uptrends, 95% of the NASDAQ. It's definitively going higher all day. Within the first 15 minutes of the day, we know that. And this was only because we had to wait for some data to populate. We would have known this, the first 2 minutes of the day. But beautiful stuff. You'll see very, very few things downtrending, so we knew it was a buy. And we said that is what a long looks like. So how do you get in on that? Well, when we made the post, you'll see SPY goes inside 15, actionable signal right here. You're in. How much are you risking? About 22 cents. It's a definitive buy. And up they go. What are we looking for? We're looking for all these guys get taken out up into 595 and then potentially, all-time highs still, because we have, you'll see the 2-2 month hammer in force. So it's even more of a buy. We have the whole market going up and we have the hammer month in control SPY. Got the hammer month Qs going still. The hammer month Dow Jones just rebroke again. And the hammer month IBM is already going still. So all of these reconfirmed. That being said, we're not going to have many signals tonight, but we'll take a look. So if we go to the scanner, one thing you might have to do is if you go to F12, right click your reload and go hard reload. This will fix any problems. We did have a recent update today, so that's how you can fix it. And if you're wondering, the scanner will be going live on the 6th of next month for people to start signing up for it. So that is when we're planning it. We'll have posts everywhere to remind you. That being said, you'll see today, if we go to setup mode, how many twos up did we have today? 970 of the stocks that we're looking at. We had 583 2-2 reversals. That's all to the upside, right? And then we go to inside bars. 88 of those broke inside bar up. And then we had about 103 twos to the upside. Should be some exploders in there like RCL. Starting off the week really strong with RCL leading. Also GE leading. If we go to the 2 down, 2 up, you'll see Netflix, App, KLAC, Now, Goldman Sachs, MasterCard, which I actually bought. Visa's going to be in there. Meta's in there. Lulu, Lockheed Martin, SPY, Qs, of course, Dix, Snap, or SNPS, Microsoft, Home Depot, Lowe's, Visa's in there again, NOC, etc., etc. So a lot of known names, right? JP Morgan has a big PMG. So really it's, pick your favorite stocks and go after those. You can filter via the monthly signals in force and the things greenest on the month. I already showed you how to do that on a recent video. But for example, if we take the monthly and we go signal and we go enforce true and we say, greater than or equal to, let's say $10 on the month. And we'll say it's a 1, let's just say it's a 1, a 2 down, or a 3. So anything reversing. You can take all these names, you can export CSV, and then we can take our nifty little column extractor here, and you can take all these symbols and say, all right, I'm just going to be looking at those. So any of those that went 2 up today, how much of those? You can see 178, 167 of those 178 names were 2s up today. And then you could look at the strongest and weakest based on that. So maybe we filter and we say last is greater than, let's say $50 and less than $500. Get rid of some of the big guys. We can then say ATR is greater than 4%. Here it is. So export it again, go like this, boom. And here she is. And in version 2, we're going to have this all built into the site. But now if we go back to the daily, you'll see pretty much all of these were 2s up on the day. And the strongest ones to start off will be App, Tesla, OKLO, ELF 5, which is 5 below with Dollar Tree, Dollar General. AMD, Carvana, Hood, which was not up that much today. But these are some of your stronger names with monthly signals in force. We can then go and take a look at the inside days. So we could say scenario 1 today, FSLR. It's one of the only ones that's on that, list with the monthly signals. So see, it was a 3 2-month to the upside, closer to inside week down, inside day. So if the market is firm tomorrow, even if it's firm, we can go for this on the downside. And if it's firm to the upside, maybe it triggers the weekly up, but I'd prefer it to the downside since we're closer to last week's lows. We can then just go look at scenario ones, ATR greater than 3, we'll say, greater than $30, and take a look at what we got in here. And these are all going to be weaker than the rest of the market, so we're aware of that. So you'll see W day, 2-2 last week, inside day after the gap down. That's something we want to know about, W day. And I apologize, we have not been keeping track here, but go back to the charts here. NUE, materials. Doji on the month in STLD, it is a mover. So you can see long red and green bars, which is what you like to see. This could be an inside week though. NUE inside day. It's also a little bit of a mover. I'd prefer it down. It's going to be an inside week to the upside. So it's just not as interesting. We'd prefer rev strats in there to really get things mixed up. But, materials, that's really all we see as potentially a simultaneous break. You'll see X in here. Still, working its way back from the dead here. If we look up and left. Really green last week with a 3, maybe a measured move. So X, we'll throw it in there. X, NUE, STL. Question marks on those guys, but that's moving. And then we got some, miscellaneous healthcares, and that's it. So nothing that interesting to us here. You could be looking at those, but I'm not. That being said, we can go weekly signals. We can go signal. We can go enforce true. And we'll say scenario 2 up. And we'll remove continuations by removing the 2 up continuations. So here they all are. And what we could do is take a look at any 3 2s to start the week and see what we got in there. Slim. So Slim got a 3-2 to start the week, and what that tells us is a broadening formation expansion, so could turn into a ripper in there. Outside of that, what CCJ, the uraniums, starts off the week shooter. URA starts off the week just gunning, and these are some we mentioned on Twitter for the Twitter people starting this month, and they're just gone. Outside of that, nothing too interesting here. Inside weeks to the upside, let's see. And I like to also add change percent in here just so we can get those smaller names as well. So Shaq, CCL. Shaq, quite the 2-2 monther. You'll see this, a slight lower low. And the 2-2 reversal back to the upside. Beautiful daily and weekly in there. CCL. Inside week up with the RCL weekly reversal. And CLH not quite. On. I've really been seeing these shoes pick up a lot. So on. Inside week up above that begs some interest from me. Let's take a look. It's really about it as far as, bright green to start the week. In there, we'll see the 2-2s to the upside. Hulks, W and play. Look at Hulks today. Quite the 2-2 week. Wow. Looks like they had some news in here. Our Hulks play. Nice little inside day PMG action in play. App and W. All right, so that covers a lot of the weekly signals we see going. The last thing we could do is something, I know we already looked at the inside days, so really that's about it for us tonight. If we had like the 3 days and stuff, we could talk about these guys, but I'll see Visa on the 3-day chart, setting up the 2-2 with MasterCard, setting up the 3-2-2 on the 3-day chart with SPY 3-2-2 3-day. Qs will be a 3-2-2 3-day. Dow Jones will be the 2-2-2 3-day, or actually 3-2-2 3-day. IWM will be the 2-2 reversal 3-day chart. So that covers it all for me tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning if you're in stats, and if you're not, check us out at stratalerts.ai for more. Adios, and have a good rest of your night.